Hello guys, this is Hands Up again, and now I brought you another Proteus design, which is a grinding machine. So it's basically a threshing machine. So for products like wheat, sorghum, anything. So this is basically what we do when we what we call grind when we are threshing uh, uh, products or seeds. So the basic design of this system is different categories of seeds or products are given to the machine. This include teff, is a local product in Ethiopia. Wheat is another one. We have rice. So based on their specification, the drum or the threshing drum has to have a specific running speed so that the product will be threshed, and or which we when we separate the what we call the hay from the real product or the real wheat or rice or anything you want to specify. So the design has to be done. The design concept includes one, the drum speed is different for each product selection, and the other concept we have to do is the load cell we have a force sensor, or the load sensor. So based on the amount of product which is, or the amount of seeds to be separated, based on that level there is a fan blower which will be running to separate the hay and the wheat or the seed. So we have basically two concepts in here. We have a drum and a blower. So the drum is controlled simply a running drum. Whenever a product is given, the drum will run and will be separating the wheat or the seed from the hay. But then to really separate the hay and the seed, we have to use a fan or an air system to blow the product. So this only has to be done. It doesn't have to be continuously done. So it's only done by using the force sensor at the ground level, which will sense the amount of product or combination of seed and hay is in here. So we have an LED interface for that to show to selecting the product we are going to use. We'll be using different buttons to selecting the choices we want. We will be using an L298 motors driver to drive our drum and blower. So the drum and the blower are the two actuators we're going to use. For sensor, we'll be using a load cell. So basically a load cell is resistors bridge connected. This is given to our amplifier, which is driven by a battery of the sensor, because we have to amplify the given input. We give this to an ultrasonic sensor so that we have a digital input. So basically the ultrasonic sensor here is acting as an ADC or an analog to digital converter. So we get still analog, but analog which can be handled by an Arduino. So what we're gonna do, let's run the simulation and see the output. So when we run the simulation, we have a virtual terminal as well, which will be on user. And here we have an interface. So we have a welcome, click enter to start. So we have three buttons to control our operation in here: enter, up, and next, which is press enter, it says. So when I press enter, it has a little bit delay, so it gives me another dialog menu. So we have choose crop dialog menu. So we choose the crop type we want. So as I said, we have teff, a local product in Ethiopia, my country, and we have barley, we have rice, and we have wet. So we choose one of the product using this button. So if I press next, a cursor will point at F, and if I press next again, barley, rice, and wet. So if I press the up button, we'll get back to the option we first selected, rice, and we have a barley, and we have F. So let's say if we choose F as a product, so we press enter, we highlight F and we press enter. Now we have a working F is being run, so we have a drum speed 255 and fan speed. So based on the object the selection, our selection, the drum speed and the fan speed will be different. So now our drum is gonna run for a little bit. And until the weight is until the weight of the load cell changes and reaches a specified number, the object will be, the product will still be running. Now our blower, since our weight exceeded a specific amount, our blower will be our blower motor will run. Based on the amount of the load cell, which means the weight of the object, the fan speed has to be adjusted. Let's say we have we have fan speed of 991. So when the load cell, let's say if the amount of objects on the threshing machine is, or the seed exceeds, this fan speed has to be greater, because we have to separate it based on that. So when, let's say, when I lower the load cell, or which means the weight, which means a specific amount of product has been a specific type of a predefined object has been moved. So let's say if it is less than 6, which means there is no object in there, so it will give us a dialog threshing done. So based on that, the threshing mechanism is done, and another object we can select. So let's say we can select rice for our next product. So when I press enter, the drum speed is 215 and the fan speed is 215 as well. So the drum speed, based on this, the drum is run and the fan is also given that speed. So weight has to be done less. We can adjust the speed as well. Because I nearly specified the weight at 0, the threshing is simply done at this time. So this is how we was able to simulate a threshing machine which can handle different types of product. And until I see you next time, stay creative and keep threshing it. Peace out.